Hello, all of my inappropriate people. Cheers. I felt like making a pizza. I've got my Italian sausage, pizza sauce, pepperoni, mushrooms, green peppers, onions, mozzarella cheese, and these little mini pizza crusts. I'm using a cast iron skillet. Fun fact, if you have leftover pizza from a restaurant, heat it up, go the extra step, be a little extra bougie, and heat it up in the oven in a oiled cast iron skillet. You'll thank me later. It's later. Go ahead and thank me. So I'm just going to assemble this pizza. Little history about me. As I worked in a St. Louis style pizza restaurant, but it was in Kansas City, Leo's Pizza. And what makes it St. Louis style is, that was loud, sorry. What makes it St. Louis style is the fact that it's a thin crust, and not just any thin crust. It's a thin, almost cracker-like crust. So it's really, really crispy and delicious. They also use Provel cheese, not provolone, Provel. Provel is a combination of Swiss cheddar and provolone. When you put it on top of all of your pizza toppings, it melts through the toppings. It's a very creamy finish. And it is literally the only cheese that you can freeze, and it comes out exactly the way it did when you put it in there. So whenever I go to St. Louis, I will bring back like 80 pounds of Provel cheese, and I'll chunk it up and freeze it. There's a place called the Italian Market. It's on the hill in St. Louis. Pretty epic place. I get toasted raviolis. I get the cracker dough pizza crust, and of course the Provel cheese. It's really good. Anyway, so I have a lot of experience making pizza. This may not be how you all make pizza, but again, this is my channel, and I'm cooking for my family and not you. So my funny story today, my funny little family, whatever, antidote, is again revolving around my oldest son, Christopher. He is a construction manager for a cell phone tower company up in Kansas. And on this one particular occasion, I don't remember if he called me or I called him, but he had his construction crew in the truck with him. So we're talking on Bluetooth. The entire crew can hear me, including this new guy named Ira. And Ira impressed me by showing off his second language skill, which was Russian. Russian's a hard language. I've tried it. I failed miserably. And so I was pretty impressed. Really, really, really impressed that Ira was speaking Russian so beautifully. I think all other languages are beautiful. I think English is the ugliest language out there. It's just, hate it. So over the phone, keep in mind this is not on FaceTime, this is over voice phone, I asked Ira if he would like to hear my second language. My second language is sign language, by the way. And so he's like, yeah, sure. I didn't tell him that it was sign language. So I start signing over the phone. Christopher is cracking up laughing because he knows exactly what's going on the other end of this phone line. And Ira is like, come on, Chris's mom, give it to me. I'm signing. Finally, Christopher catches his breath, explains to Ira that I am speaking to deaf people, I know ASL, etc. That's a lot of meat. That's a lot of meat on that pizza. Anywho. Whew. So Ira says, oh, are you giving me the universal sign? Now, I've heard this. I know exactly where this is going. I know I can foresee, thank you, Gypsy ancestors, I can foresee, fortune tell the future in this. I know exactly where this is going. So I'm already setting up the joke. I'm already at the punchline. Ira's not even there yet. Ira's not even at the setup. So he says, oh, are you giving me the universal sign? Meaning that. And I said, no, I'm actually using real sign language. And he says, oh, that's too bad because I had a really good comeback for you. Again, I knew. I foresaw it. And I said, what did you have to, what's your wit? What's your witty little comment? And he says, is that your IQ? And without missing a beat, I said, nope, that's the finger I masturbate with. And that silenced the entire truck. Ira said, oh my God, that's your mom? And Christopher replied with, don't you feel sorry for what I had to grow up with? This is how she is. Still am, always will be, always have been, always will be. Same. So, anywho, that's my funny for you today. How'd y'all like the tramp stamp story? Anybody go out and get a tramp stamp with my name on it? Like, that'd be cool. I'd give you money for that. Get a little tramp stamp that says Jen's Dirty Dishes. I'd pay money for that. So think about it. Just go ahead and think about that. Rattle that around in your little noggin there. All right, so we got the produce going on. Got some onion. I don't know why I'm speaking like a Cajun chef. But anyway, here we are. Cheese, please. I have arthritis in my hands, so that's how I open bags. Doesn't always work. One way or the other. I'll do it. I'll get there. So, I did forget to preheat my oven. So, good idea to preheat your oven. Just go and do that. The universal temperature of 350 degrees. Everything is literally baked at 350 degrees. So, again, we got this thing going into a cast iron skillet, so the crust comes out amazing. Again, reheating pizza from a pizzeria. Our local pizzeria here, my favorite, is Camacho's Famous. It's off Exit 11. Highly recommended. Shout out to Andrew and Marie. Chicago style pizza. They've got the thin, they've got the stuff, they've got the deep dish. They've got the dogs, Chicago dogs, and they've got the Italian sandwiches. So, great people, just beautiful people. A little bit of backstory on him, or them, I should say. He started baking pizza out of his home, and he would do this thing like a lottery. It was on Wednesdays at noon. He would open up the ordering online, and in less than 2 minutes, he would get 200 orders for that weekend picked up and different time slots. This is kind of during the pandemic, so we kind of had to, be COVID safe and whatnot. So it was great. I was always, even though at that point, I had never had his pizza or any of his cooking, I was sharing. I liked his story. I liked his content. So of course I'm going to promote you. If my heart aligns with yours, I'm going to promote you. I love networking. I love marketing. Probably should have gone into that. Didn't. Oh well, regrets. That's why I drink. But anyway, one day he reached out to me and asked if I would like to have a pizza slot for that weekend. I felt like I got blessed by the pizza pope. He went on further to say, would you like to pick it up before your Chiefs game this Sunday? So the fact he even knew that just really, I love you, Andrew. I love you, Marie. So I picked it up, met him. It was great. Lifelong friendship from that point on. But Camacho's Famous in Clarksville, exit 11. Highly recommend. So I'm just going to wait for my oven to do its thing. This is my pizza. Lots of cheese. I'm going to need to clean and season this cast iron skillet when I'm done, but it was about due for one anyway. And the way you do that is actually you take steel wool and soapy water, and you just scrub the fire out of it, and you dry it really well. I mean, I cannot stress that enough. Go through an entire roll of paper towels. Sorry, Mother Earth, but just do it. And then you will take about one, depending on the size of the pan, this is about a 1 tablespoon vegetable oil. My other big one is about a 2 tablespoon. And you spread it all around the cast iron. This is enamel cast pan. My other one is cast iron all the way through, real traditional Lodge brand cast iron skillet. And you do it all over, like in the handle, in this, everywhere on the bottom. But on this one, I just have to do it in here. And then you put a jelly roll pan, which is if you don't know, that is a cookie sheet with sides. This is my well-loved one. This is what I cook bacon on. I cook my bacon in the oven at 420, different temperature, for about 15, 17 minutes. That way I can do other things. And I'm not getting grease splattered all over me. I don't like that. So I put that on the bottom rack. The well-lubricated skillet goes actually upside down. And that oven is going to be at 500 degrees. It's going to be a hot bitch. 500 degrees. You're going to put it in there upside down. The reason why for the jelly roll pan is if there's any oil drips, it's not, screwing up your oven. And you're going to want to do that for 20 to 30 minutes. And then you're going to want to turn off the oven. And then you're going to leave it in there like for 24 hours. Oven's ready. Okay. Like 24 hours. That just gets it in there, seasons it, seals it. Turns out perfect every time. You may have to wipe a little extra because there's going to be spots. Like I always end up with like extra spots. And you can tell they're pretty shiny, like little puddles that you want to jump in or push your grandchildren into. So really, that's about it. I'll pop back on here when this looks delicioso, and we'll go from there. Thanks for joining me. Thank you for everybody who has been so kind on this channel. I'm having a blast doing it. I really am. I hope you guys are too. Jen's Dirty Dishes. Follow me on YouTube. Love you. Bye.